fresh home from work to a beautiful Cam Akers is a Viking update. Like this is all stupid. Like why is Cam Akers anywhere but I don't maybe Cam Akers is bad at football. Maybe I didn't realize this and Cam Akers just isn't good. Maybe he's not good. I don't. Maybe he is. I really don't know. I really don't know. Hold on, you frozen as hell. You sitting there with the angriest look on the face, with the frozen screen, with the give me the loot hoodie on, and this shit looks wild. This looks like I'm talking to the angriest black man on the planet because you sitting there with the scowl, with just a touch of the white tee showing, with the black hoodie, like you got the Negro hoodie on. You got the hoodie that Mike had on after he shot Bodie. you got the you got the hoodie is okay. Now you good. You do smile. All right, so we good money. I'm just
Wait,
making sure,
can you see me?
I can see you now, but you lurking in the shadows like
Wait,
the stop being greedy video. like
like, bruh, like my computer just went completely like I don't know what just happened to my computer. I literally don't see anything. Like I could literally just talk to you through. I could just talk. Like I have no problem
I
just
see.
talking.
Yeah, yeah, we
But
see you
like,
good money. You in the
I,
shadows like they interviewing you
bruh,
from
like I
Bing.
literally you started the countdown and my computer just decided it did not want to work. I have no idea what just happened. As far as
Oh Lord.
the Acres thing, I don't like it for. I mean, if you're an Acres owner, at least you're going to get something. You know what I mean? So something's better than nothing.
Right.
But I definitely don't like it if I'm a Madison owner. Um, like
Oh,
this is a
God.
worst case scenario. Like, what's the point? So
What's the
basically,
point?
it's going to be annoying because Madison, all the value on Madison was based on volume. Like that was the whole thing. Like nobody
Actually,
thinks he's
that
like
that
a
was the
top
whole
15
thing.
running back.
There
The
was
whole
nobody
thing
else.
was volume. So if he's not getting that volume, what is he? Maybe a flex, but how much? I don't know. And Akers, I don't think that you can really play him with any confidence anytime soon either.
I don't
So
know.
this just isn't good for anybody.
Yeah,
That's basically what this comes down to. This isn't good for anybody. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. From a pure football standpoint, it makes sense for the Vikings to bring somebody else in. Like just from a
sure.
pure football standpoint, I can't really knock the logic, but
They're gonna be terrible, but they're gonna be fun for fantasy. So
I'm here for fantasy, and from a fantasy standpoint, it makes complete sense. Or from a fantasy standpoint, it sucks, I should say. Um, so it really just is what it is.
yeah, I feel you.
This hurts Madison more than it helps Akers. Like I still don't
It
think
does.
Akers is particularly playable.
Yep, I
So
agree.
that's where it is.
All right. I mean, we here for the simple fact that it's week 3, and I've
It
got
is
at
week
least
three.
one win in every league I'm in through, so I'll take it. I'm not 0
You
2
know,
anywhere.
you know what? I'm 0-2 in the league where I have my best roster, and it's really pissing me off. Like it shouldn't, because
You
I
have the
understand
most,
the math of
no,
it, but
not just your best roster. You have the most points in that league, and you're 0 2.
like it's my best roster of all my fantasy teams. It
Uh,
is, in my opinion, the best roster in that particular league. I have
I
the
think it
most
is.
points by a good bit, and I'm
You
0
do.
2 because this game is stupid.
Listen, this game is dumb, bro. All this game is pain, and nobody believes because you win a league, you don't feel pain. Of course I do. I didn't win them all. I
Yeah,
only remember the losses.
so somebody said to me in that league, like, well, at least you got a ring. Like, who cares? Who
So,
cares? That's not how I play. I need
so
another ring. Like, what are we
I
talking
know.
about? I'm here to
I
win
got I,
every
bought,
year.
I got a belt in my in my other league, so I can have something to carry around for a year until I got to give it to somebody because Tyreek Hill decides not to play week 18 for some weird reason. I already
So,
see how this play is gonna go.
so before we get to the games, I think we should mention
So,
something about Kareem Hunt. Um,
we should.
this is Ford's backfield as far as I'm concerned, and I want to be really clear on that.
Yep.
If they really wanted Hunt, They had
and they
every
bought him for
opportunity
six
the
months.
last like 6 months to go get Hunt. They were
Yeah,
good with him leaving, so I'm going to take that for what it's worth. I'm going to take the coach literally saying that Ford is going to be treated as a feature back. I'm going to take that for what it's worth. Is he going to be Nick Chubb? Absolutely not. But I do think he's going to be a strong flex or good RB2 option. I think he can be
I
that
agree.
caliber player. So um, if you had the foresight to just have him on your roster, God bless. Um, if you happen to have spent a good portion of your fab to get him this week, good for you. Like I think it's going
Like
to be well worth it despite the Hunt
like
addition. I'm not worried about
$71.
that.
We'll get there.
Oh, oh no.
we know
Oh
we
no.
know I don't care about this fake money in some leagues, man. Other leagues I do care. We know
71?
it's 71.
71 is
I had
steep.
I had one hole in that league, and that was having a running back who I feel legit. What am I saving the money for if it's not this dude?
Now that's fair. Are you allowed to make $0 bids in that league?
Yeah,
Then fair enough. You know, is
right.
what it is then.
Come on, man. It's me, as you say. Um, I guess we
This
going straight.
whole wait, I gotta say this. This whole thing is disconcerting because I'm literally looking at a black screen. Like it's not even
Ah,
black.
you
It's like
look
it's
like
on, but it's
you.
not on. So I'm like looking at like like when you turn on the TV and it takes a second before it tells you like Toshiba or Samsung or whatever the hell your TV
Right.
says. It looks like that.
Here's what you look. I can't wait till you watch the playback. You look like
Bruh,
you
like
look
I
like the beginning of the "Stop Being Greedy" video. You look like that shit.
like
You.
I don't know what happened. You hit the countdown, and all of a sudden, at
you
25, my computer first it
uh,
was at 25 for like 15 seconds, and
you
then it
look
just
like I
went
should be
black.
muffling your voice because you
Yeah,
talking about something you can't be on camera for.
but I hear you so clearly. That's what's really getting
And
me.
I
Is like
see you. You
I
lurking.
hear you so incredibly clearly.
You look like you in the shadows with the hoodie on too. With the, you can't see nothing but the collar and the smile. You
Like man,
it's the best. This is my favorite episode so far. Yo. I'm having such a blast. It shit doesn't make any sense how excited I am that you can't see anything and you just position in your face like, yo, I think I'm in the middle right here. You can't even lean the right way with the giggle. This is the best shit I've
I'm
ever done,
just,
yo.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. All right. Let's get to the games. Let's get
Let's
to it.
get straight to it, man. Um, tomorrow
Now, my
night.
dog looking at me like I'm crazy just talking to a black
Tomorrow
screen.
night, you see it, man.
Yeah.
The comeback kids go in with no Andrew Thomas and no Saquon. So let's talk about San Francisco because I don't want to start any giant. And your turn.
Um,
Not one giant,
I,
bro. Not
I,
even
I hate
Daniel
to say,
Jones.
I hate to say it this way. I know y'all came back and won and showed lots of heart, and that's good. Man, y'all were getting stomped by the Cardinals, and I have no choice but to assume y'all suck. Add the fact that your star left tackle and star running back won't be playing against that pass rush, and yeah, I don't feel comfortable starting Daniel Jones. But I think he's going to have plenty of opportunity for garbage time. So mid-tier QB2 if you play in a super flex. San Francisco, you're going to play everybody, and I think that's just going to be the weekly thing. And
You think
I
IU
think with
plays?
Kittle, I don't know how hurt he is because like I
Okay,
saw the play where he got hurt during the game. I was watching the game. He went down, and I immediately thought, "Shit, he's out for the game." But then he was back in the next series, but he only caught one more pass the rest of the game. So I don't really know what to make of how hurt he is. If he's playing,
right.
I'm inclined to play him, but I would kind of temper my expectations. Um, I have him in 3 leagues. I might play him in one, like just being honest, just because like my other options were good enough where it's like, all right, whatever. But generally speaking, if he plays and they don't say he's on a snap count or anything like that, then you got to play.
That's fair. I agree. Um, the
Where are you at
Giants
with
just have too
Kittle?
many.
Where are you at with Kittle?
Kittle, Kittle is in the fray with all the other tight ends who don't mean anything other than the top two, maybe three guys. Like he's just
Like,
one of those other guys
so
now.
do you think that's what it's going to be all season? Because I'm not sold that that's what it's going to be all
I do.
season. But Okay,
I do.
fair
I do.
enough.
Because
Fair enough.
of how good Ayuk has looked, it takes away from having to go to Kittle. And McCaffrey looks like he's averaging 8 yards a carry. Every time you see him, it just looks like they
McCaffrey
can't
looks
do
like,
anything with him.
with respect to
Debo,
Bijan and his awesomeness,
yeah,
McCaffrey looks like the unquestioned best running back in football right now.
he does
Like
100%. He does
it just
everything so damn well, man.
he does everything incredibly well, and I am so blessed to have him in our keeper league. Shout out my man Gabe for being silly. But yeah,
Man,
you're playing everybody in San
that's
Fran.
never gonna feel
Even
good.
if you have Kittle at this point, you're tempering your expectations. But
You are.
unless
Oh,
if there is one tight end that's been on waivers that I love this week, and I grabbed him everywhere. But unless you're talking Hunter Henry, I don't think that you're going to really find much better.
I agree.
Um,
This Hunter
but
Henry
we'll
thing's
get,
the thing.
yeah, we will get
Um,
to that. We will absolutely get to that.
um, into Sunday, Tennessee at. Man, shout out to Nick Chubb, man. Like this was Henry versus Chubb. This is gonna be fun. Nick Chubb doesn't bother anybody. Never talks crazy. You don't hear anything bad ever about Nick Chubb. You probably don't even know what Nick Chubb's
It's
voice sounds like. He just shows up
it's
and
he
he
does his
eats,
job.
man.
He does his job
And
very very well,
and
very
this
well.
looks like one of those things that at this point in his career, you can't put it off the table that it's career ending with how bad it was.
Also considering the fact that this is the same knee he hurt in college.
Yeah.
I will say this, and this is not to be crass. I'm glad he got his money. It
Yes.
sounds bad, but I'm glad he got paid. That's
Yeah,
the
for
thing with running
real.
backs. Like they, you want to mitigate how much you pay them because of the risk. That's fine, but it just
I'm glad he
feels
got paid
wrong the
because
way
he
they get
never
done.
would
So
again.
I'm glad he got paid. Because if this happened and he was like on, God forbid, if this happened to say Jacobs, I would beyond feel
Last
sick
year,
for that
yeah.
guy. You know what I mean?
Or this year,
So
or Saquon this year. Yeah,
or Saquon, like
100%.
Saquon, take your time getting back, man. Do not rush yourself. Take the lead
Yeah,
off Eckler. Eckler's not going to play for the Chargers until he's healthy. I feel confident saying that right now. Like he made it
100%.
clear
We're
behind the
not seeing
scenes,
him.
like
We're not seeing him till like week 6. Like he's like legit. Tennessee at Cleveland. We'll start with Tennessee side. Obviously, they're
starting
going to play
Henry.
Henry. Where are you with this DeAndre Hopkins thing? Tannehill sucks. That's where I am.
I am in the if I have a an option I feel good about, I feel I'm going to play him. Um, but if you don't have a better option, you don't have a better option. But there's been a lot available on waivers with wide receivers, so hopefully you could grab somebody at least until Tennessee offense gets their stuff together. But really, I'm just starting Henry. That's the only person I feel good
Yeah.
about in Tennessee.
I'm the same way. On the other side, Jerome Ford, we talked about this is his backfield.
I'm
I get
starting
the
him. Yep.
Kareem Hunt, they could have had him forever, and they just didn't. And now they signed, and I think they only signed Kareem Hunt over somebody else because he's familiar. It's less work for him to do.
Yep.
Because
And
I
they didn't
think
have
they
to
would have gone
like
somewhere else.
and if you go for like an Acres, you not only have to get them up to speed, you have to give up something. Hunt, you just bring him in for
Yeah,
free. The only thing you're losing is money.
right.
I'm starting Amari and I'm starting Ford. And yeah, I'll probably start Njoku, but I don't feel great about it. And that's
I don't
it.
feel great about
Like
it. And Watson
unless you're in a
stinks. I'm
super
glad he left.
flex, unless you're in a super flex or 2 QB league, Watson is not a good quarterback anymore, and he should be treated accordingly. I would not play it.
Before we get off this game, let me ask how far Jordan Love or Deshaun Watson?
From a fantasy standpoint or real
Yep,
life, honestly, it
same.
doesn't matter. Jordan Love.
Woo,
Doesn't matter.
that's all I need to
Jordan
hear.
Love. Yeah.
That's where he is now. That kid Jordan can play.
Here's the thing. Jordan Love, I
He
don't
can
think
play.
that's even fair because I think from a fantasy standpoint, he might be a consistent top 10 to 12 quarterback going forward.
Yeah,
So,
he can play, man. It's legit. Um, here we are.
like,
Bijan at Gibbs, man. We got Bijan at
I
Gibbs.
am so curious what they're going to do with Gibbs this week. If they're going to give him a full workload since Henry's not around, or if they're just going to give Henry's carries to somebody else and still use him the same way. I am assuming that Gibbs is going to at least see an uptick. So obviously you're starting Gibbs, you're starting Amon Ra. In a flex spot, I actually like Josh Reynolds this week, so I'd probably start him. And Sam Laporta might already be a top 6 to 8
I think he
fantasy
might
tight
be.
end. Like
I
I
think he
just
might
like him.
be.
He gets targets. He catches those targets. He's sure-handed, runs good routes. I like Sam Laporta.
I'm gonna say this about Atlanta. Yes, Desmond Ritter sucks. Bijan might be the second best running back in the league already right now. He might
I'd
be
be
number
in.
two already.
So here's the thing. He looks like it right now from a fantasy standpoint, especially in how much ability he has. But part of what makes a running back great is how they get along through a full season. And not to say that I doubt
It's
Bijan. I
only
think
been
I
two
had
games.
him ranked
You were right.
third coming into the season. I'm just going to be respectful of the fact that it's been 2 games. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, he just Bijan is everything we thought he would be, but apparently,
Absolutely.
but Tyler Algier is more than we thought he'd be too, which is
That's fair. I mean, Bijan, you're obviously starting. I'm not starting Algier unless if I really don't have a better option. I just don't
mm-mm.
trust it because I think Bijan's going to get more and more work because he just looks different with the ball in his hands.
He really does.
I think Drake London is a solid flex consideration. I don't know that I feel any stronger about it than that. I did like the fact that they seem to have made a point of getting him the ball last week, even playing against an elite cornerback. That was very, very. It was good to see. It was good to see,
Yeah,
but you still don't trust it in large part because Ritter's not very good.
yeah,
Um,
100%.
I guess you're playing Kyle Pitts. Like, whatever. I don't know what they have against that
Who
man.
knows,
I
man?
really
Who
hope he
knows?
gets a trade,
I have nothing else
something.
to say about Kyle
Like,
Pitts. What else you gonna say? If you have him, you play him, and that's it.
look, here's what I got to say. I know for a fact
Like some
that
Dallas
Kyle
shit.
Pitts was one of the few players who were ranked above Micah on the Cowboys
Yeah,
board that year.
I told you
He
because
was
his
one of the
home
few. He was one of the few. Like they had Sertan above him. I want to say they had J.C. Horn. That wouldn't have worked out well. I hope that young man gets healthy.
Yeah, for real.
Pitts. I think it might have just been those three. Then Micah on their board, not saying on like consensus boards.
Right.
Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah, if you're in, you're in, man.
Go get
If
him.
you're
Like
everything is shown that this Dallas team is vicious.
Jake
So
Ferguson's
go get him.
cool and all. He ain't Kyle
He
Pitts.
ain't
You
Kyle
put
Pitts.
that monster in the middle of the field with Tony
Yeah,
out the backfield, with CD on the outside. The O line has looked terrific, and they haven't even fully played as a unit yet with their normal five.
starting to
So
look vicious out here.
Dallas
New
looks good. So
Orleans,
go
they
get
do,
Kyle Pitts because
they
save
do.
him. Get that man out of there.
New Orleans at Green Bay. Jamal Williams hurt. This is the last. So Kamara got 3 weeks. This is the last Kamara week right here, right?
That is correct.
This is setting up for Alvin to come back and really lock it because Derek Carr looks competent.
He,
Um,
he doesn't look good though. That's
he
about
doesn't
as
look
far as you can
good.
go. It's
He looks
competent.
competent. He
Yeah.
doesn't look good. Michael Thomas, you're starting. He's just getting volume until he gets hurt.
I don't feel as confidently saying it as you do. Like it's fine.
He's getting volume until
So
he gets
is
hurt.
so is Robert Wood.
Right. You start him until you don't
No,
start him.
no.
I guess,
What I'm
man.
saying is like Michael Thomas is not an automatic start for me, depending on what I have. Like, what did you
Right.
draft him to be? If you
He's
drafted him
not
to be
far.
your wide
Right. He's
receiver
not far down.
four,
Yeah. But
eh,
okay.
like
But
he's not an automatic start. Is all I'm saying. If you have the options,
you're
consider your
starting Michael
options.
Thomas over. To me, I'm starting Michael Thomas over every Denver wide receiver, including Judy.
I give you that for this week only. By next week, it'll definitely be Judy over Thomas for me.
Okay. Um.
He's working his
uh,
way back from a hamstring. So, but you're starting Olave, obviously.
yeah. I love that kid. That kid is good, man.
I don't think I want to start a running back for New Orleans. If
I
you'd
don't.
like to, by all means, have at it, but I wouldn't want to.
Thanks. I'm okay. I pass. Green Bay side, Aaron Jones may be back. This AJ Dillon, like, is AJ Dillon good? I like
He is
maybe
a
he's not
better, no.
good.
He's a better actual football player than he is a fantasy player. That's all it is. Like, that's all it is. Like, I would love to have AJ Dillon on my regular team. I would feel gross about starting him on my fantasy team.
Mm,
If Aaron Jones doesn't play, you're probably going to feel inclined to play AJ Dillon. You shouldn't
makes sense.
necessarily feel like you have to, but the week that you sit
Uh,
him with Jones out is going to be the week he goes for 105 and 2 touchdowns, and you're going to
two
be sick over
touchdowns.
it. So
Yeah.
it is what it
Um,
is.
Christian Watson looks like he's on his way back in.
I'm not starting
Sit
him
sit him
immediately.
a week. Sit
I'm
him a
not
week.
starting him immediately.
Yep.
Um, Look, we talked about this a few weeks ago after week one, and I was like, I got to. It was might have been before week one. Yes, matter of
It
fact, it
was
was before
before
week
week
one.
one, and then he
And
did
I
nothing week one and left hurt, and then he came back week two and put himself on the map.
look, Jaden Reed, I believed in you. I traded you because I was able to flip your potential. But I believed in you. I still believe in him. He's the wide receiver I feel best about playing, but I don't really want to play any of them.
Right.
I want to play Jordan Love though. Like at the end of the day, I think he's going to perform. Where
I
those
think so.
passes go, I don't know, but I feel pretty good about Jordan Love.
I agree. I agree with all that. Denver at Miami. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let's get this one out the way. Should I trade Algier for Kittle? Yes. Like
Yeah, you got to
just
read them to me because I can't see anything. This is
oh, you
trash,
can't.
B.
Hey, brothers. So man in the light, the man in the darkness. Got a question. Should I trade Algier for Kittle? I have Laporta already, but I'm thinking Kittle is going to find his stride. I mean, if you have Laporta, I think you're okay there. But Algier, if he's not of any consequence to you, it's worth seeing if Kittle can lock in and getting your tight end set
Yeah,
up.
like
But
unless
it
if
really
your
depends on how you feel
RB
about Laporta.
if your RB setup is poor and you really need a RB, like I'm not sure that Algier is the answer.
I
I'd
agree.
rather bet on Kittle's upside, unless if you think Bijan's going to get hurt, which I don't. So
Right. Denver at Miami. Boo.
Miami, you're playing everybody. You're playing
Yes.
Mostert, you're playing Tua, you're playing Waddle, you're playing Hill, you're
Mostert has
playing
been
all of them.
excellent, man.
Mostert
Goodness.
has been excellent, which means Jeff Wilson should be getting pretty healthy right about now, because that's
Right
how it
about
goes in
now,
Miami.
just to
That's
ruin
how
it all.
that's how it
Um,
goes in Miami.
that this Denver side is so fun because I I don't know who to
I'm not
start.
playing any of them.
I don't want to do any of it.
I'm not
So
playing any of them.
use
Like
your own
Javante,
discretion.
Javante's looked good. It's not his fault that Russ is terrible,
Right.
and they then end up having to pass. Is
I
Russell
don't.
Wilson really going to get benched for Jason Stidham? Like, is that something that's really going to happen? Because right
You
now, it's in
you
the realm
just
of
put
possibility.
Jason Statham and Jarrett Stidham's name together, and I can't stop laughing.
Man, it has been a long day and a long week, man.
Jason Jarrett, who cares? Probably. Um, Chargers. Oh, Chargers at Vikings is a fun fantasy game because
I think
Minnesota
that's a
can't stop
fun
a
real life
soul.
game. I think that's a fun. Who the Chargers stopping?
Not Jefferson. Say that. This
Um,
Addison thing is fun, man. Addison gets 3 catches a week, and one of them is a 50-yard touchdown, no matter what.
and the thing about it is, I had a chance to acquire Addison in one of our mutual leagues this year, and I just couldn't do it. Not for the price
You
that
can do it.
was being quoted.
Yeah.
There was a reasonable price, and there was what was being offered. There was probably a middle ground where we should have figured it out. But my thing with Addison is because I like volume so much,
Yeah.
even if he catches that same 50-yarder, but is stopped at the 1 yard line, those
It's
games
not
don't
enough.
look as impressive. He's a very, very good football player. I just don't know how much I trust it yet.
Yeah.
Um, I
Hawkinson
probably
and
look at him,
Jefferson rule that world.
exactly. I would probably look at him as a flex this week. And I'm still playing Madison this week. I just don't think there's any chance Akers is up to speed enough to
No.
really eat into that. But going
Madison
forward, the
might be
Madison
playing
thing,
for his carries this week. Like if Madison doesn't look good, this Akers thing is going to come a timeshare fully, and it's going to get yucky there. That's it. Like I just not Madison. You playing for your life, bro. So
I mean, yeah, he's playing for that lead back role. Like,
yes,
look, Akers was benched twice by McVay, and I don't know if that's just a personal thing or if McVay sees him and he's like, "You're just not good." I have no idea. Um, so I don't want to act like he's just going to come in and he might come in and just suck. He might just not be good at football at
he
this
might.
level.
Yeah,
It's entirely
that's true.
possible. I mean, he came back from an Achilles injury. Like they always say, it takes something from you, especially at running back. So maybe he's just not the player he was beforehand. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
for sure.
But you're gonna have to watch closely with Madison. Like going forward after this week, you definitely want to watch it really closely.
Uh, obviously Herbert. Keenan Allen looks incredible. I was super high on Keenan. As long as Keenan's healthy, he's gonna have this role.
Hmm.
He's gonna do everything that you want a number one bona fide top flight wide receiver do. Because Herbert's not gonna look anywhere else. He's gonna look at Keenan and then whoever else is open afterwards. So,
I agree. How do you feel about
um,
Joshua Kelly if Eckler doesn't play, which I don't
eh,
think he's going to play?
eh, I guess.
Josh Kelly's one of those. He's going to hit for 20 plus, or he's going to hit for six, and I don't think he's going to
Yeah.
go anywhere in between.
No,
So if that's your best option, do what you got to do. But you know, I wouldn't feel great about it.
I feel you. Patriots at Jets is the next game. I think this is a loser leaves town match this early because New
They've
England's
already
already
left
0 and
town.
2.
They've
New
already left
England
town.
New
I
England
think
has
both of
had a
these teams.
tough like they played Philly week 1 and Philly's Philly, and then they turn around and they've got Miami and Miami's legit. Like
And then, yeah,
maybe they can sneak to 9 games?
maybe they win this week and they get to 1-2. Then they go to Dallas. They're at 1-3. I'm
Oh,
cross.
that's
Look,
right. They do go to
I don't want
Dallas.
to cross them off because that's not fair. I don't think they're a
No.
bad football team,
No.
but
1 and 3 ain't it.
I don't think they're a good football team. I don't think they're a bad one. I think there is a limit to how good you can be with Mac Jones at quarterback if you do not have a truly elite offensive talent at a playmaker position. Like,
That's fair.
as much as I love Ramondre, he's not an elite offensive talent. He's a very good player. I'm going to play him every week, but he's not the guy that's like changing the way your offense works. You don't have that person on the outside. You don't have that person at tight end. I just don't think they are quite good enough for Mac Jones to be their QB.
I
So I
agree.
don't think they're making the playoffs. And the Jets, you got to do something about Zach Wilson, man. That dude ain't it.
Nope. Garrett Wilson is just fighting his life away to get something on the board for you.
Look,
Um, but I
Garrett
don't want
Wilson is incredible because he has somehow made himself still look like a solid wide receiver too, even with Zach Wilson.
right. That running back room, if you don't have to start any of them, don't, because I don't know what's going on in there. I, and that's it.
I mean, last week it was they're playing a really really tough defense, so I am not selling my shares in Brees, especially, but I probably want to give it until week 5 or so if I can
Yeah.
help it. I'm out on Dalvin. I was fairly out on Dalvin before the year, but I am out on Dalvin. He just
So
doesn't
was
look
I.
like he doesn't look like it anymore. He doesn't look
He
like he got
doesn't.
it. So,
He doesn't. Um, Buffalo
oh,
at Washington. Go
For
ahead.
Patriots, I'm starting Hunter Henry. Like the
Oh,
target
Hunter
share
Henry is the guy.
and red zone
Yeah,
targets, that is a real thing.
he's their number
Mediocre,
one pass
mediocre
catcher.
quarterbacks and their tight end. It is a real
Yeah,
thing. Like
yeah, one
not when you
hundred
have a
percent.
bad quarterback, but when you have just an average quarterback, check what his tight end gets because they're right there.
One hundred
I'm in on
percent.
Henry. I'm in on it.
Yeah, yeah, he's locked in, and he's catching touchdowns. It's he's locked in.
Yeah, and you won't necessarily get the touchdown production throughout, but if he's consistently getting you 8 to 10 points out of that tight end position, God bless him.
You can't ask for any more.
God bless him. So,
Buffalo at Washington is fun, man, because Washington plays fun games, and Josh is known to have fun on his end too. Obviously, you're starting Josh, you're starting Diggs. James Cook looked wonderful. You're gonna start some James Cook.
mhm.
Gabe Davis is getting interesting because he looks healthy. He looked really good last week.
I think he's a good flex option. Like if you have him in a flex, I feel pretty good about it.
What do you feel on the Washington side? Are you good starting both wide receivers and Brian Robinson?
Yeah, why not? I'm not particularly
Okay.
impressed by this Bills defense, so yeah. And
Okay.
Sam Howell's going to sling it. They've shown that they basically don't trust Antonio Gibson, so that is truly Brian Robinson's backfield. So I probably have him as a top 12 play this week. So yeah, and the wide receivers. The thing about them is, I think McLaurin's going to be more consistent. I think Dotson
Yeah,
definitely has the upside of having that 25 to 30 point week. But
I
if you
agree there.
have Dotson, it's basically like having Mike Williams, where you're going to have your great weeks, you're going to have your bad weeks. You either need to be good with that or not.
Um, my man, my man Delvin as a Sam Howell was the best quarterback at NFC East. This is why I don't. This is why they don't deserve nice things. um,
Um, My honest assessment of Sam Howell is he can obviously throw the ball. He can read a defense. If he holds the ball like that versus Philly and Dallas, he's going to get himself hurt. That's
badly,
all I'm saying. He needs to get the ball out.
badly.
That's it.
Uh,
I like Hal
that's
Fine. He's still
yeah,
the
he's
fourth
fine.
best quarterback in the division, though. Like Daniel Jones, like it's been three starts for Sam Howell. Let's put some respect on. You have me defending Danny Dimes out here.
I
That's
appreciate that.
gross. That
Houston
is
at Jackson.
gross.
Houston at Jacksonville. Let's move on while there's some good shit in the air. Houston at Jacksonville. Houston, yo, see CJ Stroud looks like this game is
He
not too
looks
fast. He looks
no.
okay.
He looks
He
he
looks okay.
looks good in terms of
Yeah,
just from a pure passing standpoint. He looks the best of the three rookies, whether anybody wants to say it
one
or
hundred
not. Just
percent.
because he doesn't, he plays on a terrible team. Um, you're not starting C.J. Stroud or anything, but he looks like a legit NFL quarterback.
You are starting Nico Collins though.
You absolutely are starting Nico Collins. This is what I was expecting last year
Yes,
from
I
Nico.
agree.
Um, I
Yeah,
think I
you mean
was,
my Davis Mills hype? Remember how hype I was about Davis Mills bum ass?
yeah. All jokes aside, the Jets could
The
make the
Jets would
playoffs with
love
Davis Mills. Like
you
real
said the
talk,
same
they would make the
thing.
playoffs with Davis Mills.
Call Davis
Him,
Mills,
look,
yo.
look. Davis Mills is not a good QB, but he is a NFL caliber
He will
signal
absolutely
caller.
get
Like,
that rock to Garrett Wilson Morton.
yeah,
Enough, of course.
exactly.
Get the rock
Um,
to Garrett.
Nico Collins has been wonderful.
Yeah,
I am, that Robert Woods has been like my weakness
I know.
for about as long
Robert
as we've been
Eaton,
playing
man.
fantasy.
Bobby Trees is eating out here, man.
Dude, 9.5 targets a game is
Yeah,
something worth watching, especially for a team that figures to be down a lot. So I don't know that I'm putting him in my lineup, but
I
I
know
think
you
he
can
was
start
an
them.
interesting waiver ad this week. If he's available in your league, just he's getting volume. He's not going to break any big plays. He's probably not going to score many touchdowns. But if you have a bye week, you have an injury, and you got a guy like just go ahead and plug in 10 to 12 points, that's really, really useful. So if you have the space for him on your bench, I would grab him.
The Jacksonville side, I'm
Wait,
100%
wait,
sure
wait.
on Trevor.
Where are you at
Oh,
with Damian Pierce?
I'm RB2 maximum, like low end RB2.
The lack of pass catching is just so irritating.
Low end RB2.
Like if
And
he
it
just
should and
caught
it should be
two or three
more.
passes a week, that's
It would be
it.
different, man. Three
That's
for three
it.
for 22 would
Now,
change his life.
honestly, 3 for 11 would change his life. I don't even need 22. I don't even need 22. Get me 3 yards and a cloud of dust through the air, and I'm good, money.
Three
Um,
catches, 9 yards would be like, yeah,
four
okay, I'll
points,
take
and you're like, all right, I feel good about.
it. I'm with that. The Jacksonville side, it's Trevor and Ridley, of course.
If
Those,
Etienne is playing, I'm playing him.
yeah, yeah. This Tank Bigsby, Jamal Agnew sprinkling in is just like, thanks, I guess, bro.
All right,
Um,
so wide receiver two in Jacksonville. Are you of the belief that it is Zay Jones because he still plays plenty of snaps? Are you of the belief that it's Kirk? Or are you of the belief that it's going to go back and forth depending on the matchup and whether the
it's
outside or the
gonna,
slot is more
yep, it's gonna go
advantageous?
back and forth, and then you're gonna have your random Evan Ingram as the second guy who does catching the ball thing there.
That sounds wildly annoying.
Yep, it is.
But I think I'm right there with you though. Like I think I'm right there with you on all counts. So if you have Kirk, you're not going to bench him after the week he
No,
had last week. If you have Zay Jones, do not drop him based on the week he had last week. He will bounce back.
we say this a lot on this show. Follow the money. They paid Christian Kirk. Follow the money. I think
They
it's just
paid
best
Zay
pure in there.
Jones too. They didn't pay him quite as
They
much,
didn't
but
pay
they
him
paid
Christian
him.
Kirk money though.
That is fair. That is absolutely fair.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fair.
Indy
Look,
at
I
Baltimore.
I
You
flipped
don't
Zay
think
Jones in
Richardson
two
play?
leagues, and
I
I love
know
it.
you
I,
did.
I
You
love it.
did.
I
Listen, man,
love it.
it's you. It's you. Indy at Baltimore. You don't think Richardson plays? I think I'm leaning towards. I doubting that he plays.
What
You know,
at what point is what do they do? Like
I don't know.
what is accomplished by playing
I don't know.
versus what the upside versus downside just isn't worth it in my opinion. The Tua thing just had. when it comes to quarterbacks, we're going to look at things differently after Tua. And considering that's not a good team anyway, even if he passes protocol Saturday night, sit him anyway. Just
Yeah,
sit him
I think that's
anyway.
fair. I think that's fair.
Um, which means I'm not starting Michael Thomas. Um, which means I don't feel great
Oh,
about Zach
Michael
Moss.
Pittman. Michael Pittman, you're not starting. Yeah. Well,
Geez,
you know what?
yes,
You know what? With Minshew, I think I'm fine with Pittman because Minshew can support a guy.
that's fair. That's fair. That you know what you are correct. I will give you
Everyone
that.
else, I
Pittman
don't
still
though.
plays. Everybody
But
else is
Pittman,
out,
I think he can play. On the Baltimore side, Lamar looked like Lamar last week, man. He was incredible. The numbers might not have been jaw dropping,
but he
but if
looked
you
like
watch that
himself.
game, he
He
looked
looked,
incredible in
he
that game.
controlled that game. He was amazing.
He looked so good.
Zay
Who?
Flowers, you're just gonna play him.
Yeah, yeah. Lamar, Zay, Andrews, and
That's
I
it
don't feel
for
great
me.
playing anyone else. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Carolina at Seattle. Bryce Young, this is not looking great for Bryce. I don't think Bryce is ready yet. Um,
So wait. I don't think it's a Bryce thing. I think that this team is not ready to have a rookie quarterback because the rare times when they have protected him, the numbers have looked really good. The numbers have looked really good
okay,
when
that's
they
fair.
are able to protect him. The thing about a guy Bryce's size, everybody understood protection is going to be key, and they can't protect him.
Yeah, I'm
They
with
can't
that.
protect him. Bryce, in my opinion, is still going to be a very good quarterback. I'm not out on him whatsoever after 2 weeks. They need to do something
No,
with that O
no, I'm
line.
not out.
Like
I'm not out.
legitimately, that O line is
It's really bad.
horrendous. They also don't have any wide receivers who are particularly good. They they don't have a Miles Sanders is cool and all, but
Yeah,
we said that CJ was in the worst situation in football, but you know what? He has a franchise left tackle,
he does.
and Nico Collins is worlds better than anyone that Bryce has to throw to. And if
Adam
we're talking
Thielen's
about
really his
washed,
number one
former
guy.
great fantasy receivers,
Sure
right
does.
now Robert Woods looks better than Adam Thielen. Adam
He does.
Thielen looks like he's running in cement.
He does. That volume is real, but it's not going to be because he's going to get slower every single game. Um, on the Seattle side, Seattle they bounced back last week. They looked like
Hmm.
more like Seattle with the offense. So you're throwing out Gino, you're throwing out DK. I love Lockett, man. He's just gonna Lockett's just gonna keep outscoring DK, and nobody's
Okay,
gonna care.
this is the JSN week, in my opinion.
Ooh, okay.
So though I don't play daily fantasy anymore, if I did, JSN would be one of those guys that I think I'm 7 for 85, something
Okay.
in that nature. Like I think he's going to have this is going to be his first fairly big game. So I'm in on everyone. Obviously you're in on Walker as well.
Yep, yep. Charbonnet's not there yet. Um, Chicago at Kansas City is going to get ugly because that Bears franchise is falling apart in front of our eyes.
And Kansas City's defense is legit.
Chris Jones is
It's
really good at football, bro.
they're
Like,
really no, but they have playmakers at each level. Like
each
it's
level.
not just Chris
Darius
Jones.
Sneed is really good at football. Nick Bolton is on every single play. You see him just in the mix of everything. Chris Jones is incredible at football. Kansas City, they get
They
a
haven't
little
gotten
relaxed.
going yet.
They haven't
Um,
gotten. They will. They will. They'll figure it out.
so he missed practice today, but if he is good to play Sunday, and that's a big if, we'll see how he feels.
Hmm.
I am so in on Pacheco this week; it's ridiculous because Kansas City might be up 28-0 at
They
half,
might.
and they might just ride it on out.
Yep.
They really might.
100%.
The
And
Bears
it's
are
not going to be Clyde
terrible.
that do it. I
The
can
Bears
see.
are
Yeah,
terrible. Like
21 for like a buck 18 for Pacheco.
yeah, like
Touchdown.
the Bears
Yeah.
are bad at everything. Everything that
Yeah.
came out today with Fields, and then he tries to
Yeah.
walk it back, and it's like, nah, bro, you said what you said. Like, even if you know you shouldn't have said it, so you got to apologize. Like, the cat's out the bag.
Yeah.
On the Bears,
No
I
one,
don't want
man.
to play anyone.
Not a soul. I'm not excited about anybody, including
If
Fields, and that
DJ
sucks.
if DJ Moore has a good game, cool. If Fields happens to have a good game, okay, I'll consider him. But
I'm not excited about any one of these guys, man.
unless if I have to, I don't want to play any of them.
100%.
Roshan season coming though. It's
It is
coming.
coming.
We're
It is
about
coming.
2 or 3 weeks away.
It's
It's
on the
coming.
way. Um, 4 games left. One of them is one of the easiest things to say. Dallas at Arizona. I'm playing zero Cardinals.
Oh,
Zero. I
I'm
don't want to
I'm
play.
playing one.
I
I'm
don't.
playing
Okay,
one.
I hear you with your James Conner thing. If that's the only thing you're doing, hey Micah, go
Look,
follow James around for a little bit and make him not want to play football in the second half,
nah, Mike ain't worried about that at this point. He don't need to worry about that at this point.
bro.
So
I'm not okay. If
look,
you
the way
have
that
Connor, you're going to play him. I'm
no,
not
no, no.
excited about it.
Like, look, I have Connor in 3 different leagues, and I'm probably only playing him in one. But I
Mm,
do think his volume is going to be decent. I think he's going to get 15 plus touches, and if a running back in
oh,
the NFL is going to get 15 plus touches, he's playable. Um,
57 total yards on 15 touches. That sounds fun.
yeah, but he also might have 5 or 6 catches. That's the thing. That's the thing. With the way the Dallas pass rush is working, they're going to have to get the ball out quickly. I like Connor to a point. I don't think he has super upside this week, but
No one else.
there's nobody else. Yeah, definitely no one else. Though Zach Ertz has looked pretty good through the first
Stop.
couple weeks.
I
He
don't hear
has.
it.
I'm not playing him. I'm not. I just said I'm not playing him.
Yeah, we're not playing this dude, bro. Like
I'm
we're
not
not.
playing him.
We're not playing
And
him. We're not playing
Dallas.
anybody against this defense, bro. Like I'm watching Micah, and y'all know I hate Dallas. I'm watching Micah like Micah is prime Floyd Mayweather. Whatever he's on TV, I'm gonna watch Micah Parsons play
So,
football if my team is not on.
so
He is vicious, bro. He's
if you
not
had
smiling. He's not mingling with teammates at the end of the games. He's doing his job. He's hurting people. He'll do a quick 2 second celebration. I'm gonna be over here, y'all. Handle business.
yo,
We
two
not. He's
things.
not here for any joy.
Two things. One, if you drafted the Dallas defense, congratulations. I did so in a few spots, and it's been wonderful. Micah Parsons podcast, pretty good.
Oh, I'm not going that far. I'm not listening to that shit.
It,
So,
but he
um,
talks about everybody fairly objectively. Like, it's pretty good. It's
he
it's
does
better
do
than I
that.
was
He does do
expecting.
that well. He
It's better
does
than I was
he does
expecting.
give people a lot of respect. That kid is terrifying. He doesn't look like he has fun playing
Look,
football.
look,
He
the lion got to eat. But he's just hungry, man. He's out here trying
oh
to eat. That's
god,
all he's
bro.
trying to do.
Like he is
Um,
oh bro, he's
the
so
the
scary,
fact
bro.
that the
He's gonna have
defense,
24 sacks. Like it's just something stupid. He's gonna have one game where he gets 6 sacks,
like
and it's gonna be like because you
Dallas,
can't do anything with him.
look, the Dallas defense is real. As far as offensively, I think you're playing Dak. I don't necessarily think you're looking for huge numbers from Dak this week, but I
No,
think he's going to be very solid.
50
Um,
touchdowns.
CeeDee Lamb is
CD's
Jerry. Just pay him now. The price
man,
does
CD
not go
looks
down.
good, man.
The price does not go down.
CD looks like CD's always open. When you get to
Four
the
for
point
one.
where you're always open,
Look. I can't speak highly enough for Mike McCarthy because he's doing the simplest shit that Kellen refused to do. Like,
yeah,
hey, my best player. Why not, instead of him having to work himself open, how about if I just scheme him open every
just
now and
keep
then?
him open, bro.
Quick little pick play. Move him
And he
inside
drops
to play
nothing,
your nickel. Like,
nothing. He
look,
drops nothing.
CD, right now, the way I see it, the price starts at about 110 over 4. Just pay him now. The
Just pay him
price
now
does
before it gets
not come
over.
down.
Yeah,
The price is not coming down.
that boy's good.
That man is really. You're playing Pollard obviously as
You're
well.
playing Pollard,
He's
yeah, of
awesome.
course.
He's awesome.
Sunday night, Pittsburgh at Las Vegas. Pittsburgh, fun little win. You know that defense is fun. Um, Jalen Warren has taken Najee's job. If not this week, by next week, this is Jalen Warren's
Look.
job.
It's his job now. I think Najee might be starter in name only, or they'll do that BS where they're both. They do the little videos. They're going to
Yeah,
both be introduced as starting running back, but
right,
not
right.
dude.
Fire and Ice or some corny ass name,
Look,
and then
last
Jalen Warren's
year,
gonna be getting the hype.
last summer 2022, when Najee said he gained 30 pounds or 20
Oh,
pounds, however
we
much
hated
muscle,
it immediately,
we
bro.
were here and we're like, dude, that ain't it. That
We
ain't.
hated
He
it
looks
immediately.
slow.
And he looks bigger and slower this year. It's not good, bro.
He looks like he looks like Eddie Lacy running, but he's in shape. Now I'm not trying to joke right now. Like I'm not. I swear. I swear I am not trying to speak ill of. No, no, I'm being dead.
Eddie Lacy. Nah, we gotta go to the next thing. Not Eddie
But no,
Lacy.
but he looks in shape. But he's running like Eddie Lacy. Like, dude, he switched directions last week, and it
Yo,
looked like the entire right side of the field was open, and it took so long for him to get from one
the
sideline to the
crowd
other.
said,
Like,
because he just couldn't get over there, yo. Like, like Jerome Ford scores on that play. Najee, Najee looks like Najee stopped and then turned his body and was like, "All right, let me go this way now."
like
And
I
then he
almost
took
want
his
them to
move.
come out and be like, "Yeah, he tweaked his ankle in camp, but
Damn, he
he's
looks
working through
slow,
it."
man.
Something. The dude just does not look fast. He doesn't really catch passes the way he used to. Look, if you have Najee, you need to just go ahead and consider the sunk cost and put him on your bench. I do feel good about playing Warren on Sunday though. I'm probably playing Pickens, and
Yeah, man.
at tight end you're playing Fryermuth, and that's it.
You are. That's it. On the Las Vegas side, Devontae Adams is still going to do Devontae Adams things because it doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He's
Hmm.
still the best route runner alive, and he's going to catch everything that's thrown to him. Um, Josh Jacobs, you texted me earlier. Asked where I
I
was on
did.
Jacobs.
Hmm.
He also looks slow, but he looks a little bigger than he has in the recent years. I think he just
No, I think two things. One, he's annoyed they didn't pay him his money.
he is.
And you know what? Training camp, for as much as I'm sure the veterans don't like training camp,
It
it
gets
does
used
have
to.
a purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does serve its purpose. So the reason I asked you where you were with him earlier is the offer was coming. It wasn't a particularly good offer, and I didn't want to be insulting. So I just had to make sure that you weren't out. And once
Nah,
it was clear you weren't out on him, I was like, all right, I'm not going to
nah,
send this. I'm not going to
not
send
out yet.
this.
So obviously, Jacobs you'll play because of the volume. Adams is a smash start. I don't think Jacoby's back yet because that concussion he got week one was vicious. I think
Yep,
he's out for another one,
I
maybe
think so
two
as
weeks
well.
because he was out, out.
I think so as well.
Two Monday night games again.
This is so stupid.
Like 7:15 and 8:15 is dumb, bro. Just like
Yeah,
start one.
all jokes
If
aside,
you're gonna do this, start one at 5:30.
not
Like,
dude, exactly. Give us an actual double header or don't do it. Like I
yeah,
actually like the old way when they did like the 7 o'clock and they did the West Coast game at like 10. I was good with that. I'm a night
I
owl,
was
so
cool
I
with
was
that.
good with that. I don't
100%.
want to flip back and forth during Monday night. That's not my Monday
No,
night routine. I want
no.
to just turn on some football while I make some dinner, iron some clothes, get ready.
Keep the game
I'm like,
engaging, and then I'll finish my night with some football, and then I'm good. Wind it down. This is dumb. But the first one, Philly at Tampa Bay. Um,
it's a great fantasy game. I'm playing everyone on both sides.
I think so because Philly's defense is not stopping anybody.
I believe I said this to you. I don't know if it was in this space or just us talking. The Philly
Yo,
secondary isn't as good as people think it is.
yo, Delvin said you told him to reach for the stars on some trade, Joe. That's what he just said. He
Wait,
said
wait, wait.
reach
I
for the.
said what?
You told him reach for the stars at one time when you and Delvin were negotiating some deals.
Did I?
and, and he texts, yo, he said it live on here, so now I can actually say it out loud. He be texting me on the side, yo, man, your brother told me to reach for the stars. And I was like, that sounds like him. You,
I do not remember saying this, but it does sound like something I would say.
once a week,
Wait,
Delvin be
wait,
like,
wait, wait,
yo,
wait,
man,
wait,
why your
wait,
man
wait,
tell me to
wait,
reach
wait,
for the
wait, wait.
stars?
I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. So if I remember
Oh
correctly,
shit.
this was when I had my temporary bout of insanity where I put up Pat Mahomes on the block in Dynasty. Delvin sent me two players and like 9 draft picks, and I was like, I respect it, reach for the stars, but nah. Like, I respected it. At least he was like, I'm gonna throw the amount of picks at you that might, seduce you.
Yo, he
But by that
told me
point, I
that
already said,
shit, and
fuck
I
these
couldn't
picks.
stop laughing.
And
Me and
yeah, I'm
him,
pretty sure. Yeah, that sounds about right.
yo,
That
man, reach
sounds
for the
about right.
stars. can't tell me to reach for the stars. And don't tell me to reach for shit. Um,
I meant
last
it
game,
respectfully. I wasn't. I meant it respectfully. Like, nah, go for it.
he was laughing the whole time. But reach for the stars
Okay.
is the illest way to say no. All right, bro, reach for the stars. I can't wait to use that for some random shit at work. All right, man. Yeah, yo, reach for the stars. That's how I'm ending every conversation. Now you beat. I'm stealing that shit. Anytime somebody say, "All right, yo, I'm leaving," all right, baby, reach for the stars, and that's gonna be it. Oh shit, Rams at Cincinnati. Um,
Where are you at with Burrow? Because I don't like this. I don't feel good about this at all.
Burrow,
Because
man,
I
bro,
think he is going to play. I legitimately think he is going to play.
they're
And I
0
think that
2.
is short sighted. What I said
They're
during the
0
summer that they
2
should
with
not play
Super
him the
Bowl
first couple weeks.
aspirations.
They're not, dude. We just saw what happened with Rodgers. Like
I
calf
know,
injuries worry me,
I know. I'm on your side. You know this, but
but they're going to
they're
play
gonna
him.
play him.
And I don't know how you leave him on your bench if he's playing.
You
So
can't. Jamar Chase, the talent's gonna eventually get there, but
I mean,
Chase is hurting
so
your heart right now for the first 2 weeks.
he is, if he catches that, look, it was great
It
coverage
was,
on the breakup, but if he catches that pass last week, you're going,
yeah,
okay, he
yeah.
got me
At that point, you
15,
can deal with it.
16, whatever it was, and you feel like, all right, we're on our way.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Seeing T. Higgins and Burrow seemingly get back on the same page in terms of
He was
taking advantage of
cooking.
those targets, that was really, really good.
He was
I
cooking.
tried, look, I tried to trade for T in every single league after week one, trying to get somebody panicking.
You
That's the
almost had
game.
one, but now that
I
price is
know.
back where it was.
Yeah, no, and which it should be.
It should be. T. Higgins is great
Look,
at football.
T.
Please be a
Higgins.
giant next year.
Look, I was talking about this to a friend yesterday. Yeah, it must have been yesterday. If you're Kansas City and the Bengals
Ooh,
are 0-4, and it starts looking real unlikely that they're going to make the playoffs, and you already know that it's very unlikely that Mike Brown is going to pay the franchise to T. Higgins and
they're not
give
playing.
Jamar the bag
Right, they're
just
not playing
after
him.
paying Burrow.
Send whatever it takes.
Put the first on the table.
Yeah,
Like here's the first. We will pay him. Kansas City's in a decent situation cap wise. They need to figure out Chris Jones, obviously, and
go get Higgins.
go get a real wide receiver for Pat.
Go get
Um,
Higgins.
Look, it's more
They
likely
should
that
have
they
had
can make.
Hopkins. That
They
that
should
was the
have.
perfect spot. They should have had Hopkins.
They should have. They should have. But they didn't. So honestly,
Puka Nakua, bro.
you know what? Fuck all that. They should have just paid Tyreek and still had him. If
Just
we're
pay
gonna be real
Tyreek.
about it, just pay
Cause
the
that
man.
man is that he's not human. Um, Puka Nakua.
I
20 targets on Sunday.
look. Here's where I am with Nakua. Things are going to level off when Cup gets back. I think the Rams have shown themselves to be competitive enough that I am not nearly as worried about them tanking and just sitting guys as
I
I
agree.
was coming into the season. They
I
look
agree.
incredibly competent, and McVay does not look like he is here for losing.
Sell high on Puka is where I am.
If you can sell high on him, sell high on him. But
Yep,
even after things level off, I think that he is going to be viable fantasy wise this entire season. I really
I think
do.
so too. But
I really do. But if you
his
can sell high on him,
it's never going to be higher than it is right now.
but that's the thing. What are people valuing him like in trade? Like that's the
True.
thing. Like if you find somebody who's gonna give it you a superstar package for him, yeah, cool. If somebody's gonna trade you like a flex option, I'd rather just keep Nakua.
I'd rather keep Puka 100%.
Um, you're starting Williams. That's actually the player I am most excited for the with the Rams going forward because it is his backfield and he has looked really good. So I
He
think that's
has
going to
looked
be
really good.
sustainable season long. I think he's going to be low end RB1, high end RB2. I feel
Yeah, he
really
looks
good
really
about him.
good. He looks really good. And McVay likes to use his running backs. One thing
And I'm
before we
playing
dip.
Atwell. I'm playing Atwell. I'm playing Atwell too.
Yeah, man, Tutu looks good too. One thing before we dip, trade AJ Brown for Devontae Adams is a question we have here. Would you trade AJ for Devontae? I personally would, because I came into this year thinking and feeling that Devontae Smith was going to be wide receiver one in Philly.
You did. I think I had AJ ninth and Devontae 11th. But I
Mhm.
certainly acknowledge that Devontae had that upside. From what I've seen through 2 games, AJ Brown is still going to have a very good year. I would not worry about
Yes.
him lashing out on the sideline or anything like that. Like I'm
Nope.
not trying to get off him, but I rather have Devontae.
Yep. Yep. Same thing. Week 3. Let's go get wins. I'm undefeated in the league. I care about a whole lot. Um, Richardson, don't play. I don't care, bro. Just don't play this week. Little things like that. President Nick Chubb, you look like you're in the middle. You look like in the Give Me the Loot video. And this has been the
Look,
best
I
podcast I ever seen.
I'm
Like,
going to, dude.
I
And
can't wait till you see how you look, bro.
the funny thing is, like, had it happened 2 minutes sooner, I would have just reset my computer. But you already started recording, so at that point, I'm just stuck because all I need to do is turn this thing off and turn it back on, and we're gonna be all good. Like I already know that. But you know what? It is
Um,
what it is.
uh,
This was fun though. This was fun. My
right.
dog thinks I'm crazy. Thinks I'm talking to myself in the dark. Like normally he sees a screen and stuff, so he's like, "All right, you know." But right now I'm just talking.
Yeah, I feel you. Y'all be easy, man. When I'm alone in the room,
Hey,
sometimes I
hey,
think
hey! It ain't be
in
easy
the
no
back
more,
of my
man. Shh, reach for the stars, baby.
reach for
Reach
the
for the
stars, y'all.
stars.
Hey, yo. Reach for the stars.